You're now in the field with the track stars. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Track Stars Radio.
Yeah, back in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Another great week, man. How y'all doing?
Busy.
Birthday boy, what's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, how you feel?
I feel old, man.
Hey, good. You should. I've been
How old are you?
waiting for you to feel that way.
31.
I've been waiting for you to feel that way, you know.
31, man. When we started doing the show, I was 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
10 years?
10 years, man. 10 years of
I
Track
keep forgetting
Stars
I
this
got
year.
you cats by a couple
What?
years.
Not necessarily.
I think it's been 10. 2006.
We were praying in
7.
2005. In 2006, we had MySpace for a year.
So you
And
count.
in
You
2000
count this 9.
I mean, if you say 10, it's got to go back to the year that we prayed and fasted over the show.
I'm counting. I'm saying at least 9. I'm counting it as 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
But so how's everybody doing, man?
Yeah, man.
Colin, just enjoying the first of the year, you know, the first month and all that good stuff.
Well, we sound excited today. Yeah, man. So we shot the Freedom Sessions 8 a couple days ago. That was great. We had some fun with my birthday this week. Some of the people hung out with me, and my wife took me out, and I took her out for her birthday all in 1 week. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Chopped the beard. The beard is done.
Yep.
So that means that the album is coming.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
So that's on the way. All right, so let's get into the first thing that we're going to talk about today. Sound off. All right. So I was listening to First Take. And Russell Wilson, they were talking about him, and he said that. Did y'all see the Crazy Game?
Yeah.
Man. He was down by like craziness, and then he came back at the last second. He was basically, after the game, he was crying. He was basically saying, like, God helped him win this game. Like, God, blessed him and this and that. And then they got Aaron Rodgers on his radio show saying, God don't care about these games. He loved all of us. So you saying that he favored you.
That's better.
The fact that you're trying to say that he favored you over me or your team over my team is ridiculous. He doesn't care. What do you think about that? Does God care about games?
He's better.
I mean, you know what? It's almost like you have to ask if God cares about your craft, your talent, your gift, your ability. And I mean, football players, they're on the job. You know what I mean? We ask God to help us do our jobs well and make sure that we keep crazy bosses off our backs and things like that. So I mean, yeah, I think God cares about anybody who's working, and trying to do something to be a role model, be positive, to the world. I mean, football is his job for a lot of people.
You could tell God was with Wilson, because that comeback was a miracle.
It was a miracle, and the funny thing about it is that we even see all the time, man, people praying for their teams. Like, please God, let them win. Please, it's kind of one of those things that I think is just kind of done, but it's not necessarily practiced. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get up every morning and say, God, I pray that the Falcons do well.
You do.
I do not.
You do. I can feel it in your spirit. You do.
Nah, I pray for Alabama before I pray for the Falcons.
So is Aaron Rodgers wrong?
Yeah, he's wrong. He's wrong because you're talking about people on their jobs, people's gifts, talents, abilities. You're talking about their craft. I mean, it just depends on the motive of what you're concerned with. Your concern with God being concerned is. So
no, basically what he's saying is God did not decide that the Seahawks were supposed to win.
I can't. I mean, it's just,
you believe in predestination?
That's just opinion. It's just opinion. I mean, we'll never have a real fact on that. It'll just be opinion on that.
Because what I'm saying is there's Christians on both sides of this issue. God doesn't care about games. It's all based off of skill and merit and how well you play or how hard you work. Or he determines every single thing that happens, and even the game he cares about who wins the game. Is it which one is it?
I don't think God cares about, like, I think God cares about what we care about. So if we care about
but
winning,
but both sides care. So why would he choose one side over
what
the
if it's
other?
faith? Whose faith is stronger?
Are you saying this or are you joking?
I'm just saying. What if that's what it is?
When you do this,
That's why I didn't want
means you're
to.
joking.
That's why I don't. One, I don't like when Shantana raises questions because you never can like get your foot out your
This
mouth.
isn't a quiz.
Yeah, it is.
I just want to know what you
Yeah,
think.
it is. You trying to get
God
us caught
cares
up.
about glory, though. He cares about people that give him glory. And I think, not that he would say, I'm going to let this team win because they'll give me credit, but I do believe the motives of people's hearts come into play. So
are you saying if one side prays harder, they could win, and the other side, if they don't pray hard enough, then they'll lose?
Nah, I don't think it goes down to that. I think it goes down to, I mean, you know, look at Russell Wilson's faith. You know what I mean? He could be praying that God, you know, protect him on the field. You know, he could have been down, which he was, by a lot of points in a short amount of time that I don't think anybody expected to come back on.
Yeah.
And he could have said, you know, God, if you just kind of, you know, let me release the ball and to the right place, because he was throwing some bombs out there earlier. I mean, he just wasn't focused. He wasn't concentrating. He was like, God, if you calm me down, if you know, I mean, I think it could have just been, you know, calling on the Lord, pulling on the Lord. I just don't think that it was something that it's not a team issue. It's an individual issue.
What if Russell Wilson is pulling on the Lord and calling on the Lord, and Aaron Rodgers is pulling on the Lord, calling on the Lord? Who
well,
wins?
he needed to say that then. He didn't say that.
Oh.
Best man wins. Come on now.
Honestly, I think what if it is on some point of, do you really believe this? You know what I'm saying? Like Russell Wilson was like, he was like, you could adamantly seeing him like, I really needed God, and he came through, so I'm gonna tell everybody about it. Versus Aaron Rodgers, like, God didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell. I don't know. Like I was saying, if he was bitter or he was like conscious situation.
Let's compare it to my situation. I'm a college admissions advisor, right? So every month I have to have a certain number. I need to do good on my job in order to keep my job. So is it wrong for me to pray or feel favorable when God helps me get to that number?
But God helping you do good on your job is different than a competition between two groups of people and him favoring one over the other.
But it's still job.
No, because they both have jobs. So why would he choose this team to win over the other team?
It's the Cain and Abel effect, man. One was presented with, you know what I'm saying? Like, one came with their best and the other didn't.
So you're saying that it's all based off the quarterbacks? Like, what if there was a defensive lineman praying on Green Bay?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in the team-wise, that when I said the Cain and Abel theory is like, a person brought their best. So it's like he brought his best, and then the brother didn't bring his best. He tried to just give him like that. And let's just put it in the perspective of Green Bay and Seattle. Is like, maybe Green Bay thought they had it. They were being cocky. They were being prideful.
Oh, they definitely were.
And to the point where it was like, God was like, I'm gonna show out. Like, if you just like bring me your best, like in that time span, Russell Wilson brought his best.
What do you think?
I think they both have.
You raised the toughest questions, and then we've been sitting there and they'd be like, all right, we're going to get back to some music. We're like, wait a minute, you didn't even say your part. So what's up?
I think they both have a point. I think that it's not correct to think that if you pray harder, God is going to help your team win. So in that sense, Aaron Rodgers is right about that. But on the other hand, I think it's wrong for Aaron Rodgers to say that God doesn't care. Because this is how I see it. He may not care who wins like a fan would care, but he cares who wins and how it impacts the lives of the people involved in the game. So if he needs Seattle to win the game in order to impact somebody's life on Green Bay to realize that you have to rely on me, you have to do this, it's not all set. You may think you're going one way, but I have something else for you. Or if he's doing this for Seattle, somebody's faith on Seattle to say, I thought all hope was lost, but you came through for me. I do think he cares in that way.
Yeah.
So where Aaron Rodgers is wrong, he is right that he says, yes, he loves everybody on both sides, but the outcome of situations matters to people, and he knows how much it matters to people, and I think he will determine the outcome of a game to impact the people involved. Not necessarily because he's a Seattle fan or a Green Bay fan or he likes Russell Wilson better than Aaron Rodgers. It's just about he knows what losing will do to the people on Green Bay, and he knows what winning will do to the people on Seattle. And he'll determine who wins and who loses to get the outcome out of the lives that he needs.
So
that's what I think.
So who God got for the Super Bowl? Because then we could.
What if it was all about Russell Wilson saying, the very first part of the interview, like, Russell, how do you feel? You just, you're going back to the Super Bowl. God is good. You know what I mean? What if God just wanted to put the person on a platform that was going to give him praise, give him honor, give him glory?
So what does that have to do with winning the game?
He won because God knew he was going to be able to mention.
But what if somebody on Green Bay would have done that? You don't know.
Possibly, but probably wasn't going to happen.
See,
they don't interview. They really just go up to the quarterbacks. So if Aaron Rodgers was going to say it, and
but that would imply that every team that wins, the quarterback ended up talking about God.
No, I didn't say that.
Because to me, the losing quarterback can say, "Well, God, he blessed us to get here," and da-da-da. That could have the same impact.
Yeah.
Could be, but at that time it wasn't being decided.
I don't think it has anything to do necessarily with who's going to talk about him or not. I think it has everything to do with the impact of situations, a car accident, a child being born, anything, any life situation. He knows how to craft those into life-changing situations. Winning, losing, death, life, bad grades, jobs, all of them are just forks in the road to get you to do something that he wants you to do.
I don't think it has much to do with the fans as much as it has to do with the players.
That's what I'm saying, the players.
They're the ones on the job. They're the ones that if somebody has like a financial situation, medical bills, and their regular salary didn't cover it, going to the Super Bowl may help cover that bill. Yeah,
so I think some people think that, God wants Seattle to win for some reason. Like, I don't think he cares about that. You see what I'm saying? Tim Tebow went as far as God needed him to go to get what he needed out of Tim Tebow. God never intended Tim Tebow to be Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or anything like that. He knew for this small window I can get glory out of this situation. So I'm gonna display my glory. So yeah, some games I think were decided by God because he needed Tim Tebow to get to where he got. For Tim Tebow to have the platform to say what he wanted them to say. I think that's valid, but it doesn't mean he cared that the Broncos won. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the disconnect. Now, what was interesting in the conversation on First Take is that they started going into what Stephen A. Smith said was, I don't care if they say God did this for me or not, but their life better match it.
Come on.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because Stephen A. said, my life don't match it. But your life better match it, because he was saying like how Chris Broussard's life matches. Skip Bayless' life matches. Like, he sees them, they say they're Christians, and they live like Christians. He said, I'm not there yet. But if these guys are saying that God got them the victory, Russell Wilson.
But is that too much pressure on somebody just to say, yo, like, you better do this? Because to the world, what I'm starting to see is the world wants you to dot every I, cross every T. If you mess up, you ain't a Christian. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you know whose fault that is? Jesus. Jesus is the one that introduced the hypocrite concept. He's the one that brought that up. People wouldn't be talking about being hypocritical if it wasn't for Jesus. Jesus is the one that said, if you claim to be my follower, but you live like you're not my follower, then you are a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And I think people are just copying what he said.
No, but I'm not saying living. I'm talking about, like, you made a mistake.
No. He's just talking about living. How are you living? Like, are you really, really a Christian, or are you cheating on your wife? Like, that's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle choice.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, for the world, you do a mistake and they're judging you. It's not like oh, I'm sleeping with an old girl and I'm married. It is what it is. It's not that. It's, I told somebody if they caught me at the wrong time, I'm talking to this person, they cut me off, and I cursed at them. Oh, yo, he ain't a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. I'm not talking about your lifestyle. Like, I'm talking about a mistake that you made, and at the moment, you felt that test that God had for you. And the world look at you like you're not a Christian.
When's the last time that happened?
For me? Shoot. Was it yesterday? I don't know. But I mean, fans can be crazy, man. They can take things to an extreme, and so you have to kind of just really be careful about what they see and what they think, and I mean, it's crazy. It's all over the place. Did you hear about that fan from Dallas who is suing? He's suing the NFL, Roger Goodell, all these different people for the overturned call on Dez Bryant, $88 billion. And they brought that. It's just crazy the way they bring stuff up. I mean, it's fans ruin the game, and that's what we got to be.
Well, let us know what you think about that. Does God care about the outcome of sporting events? Let us know. Twitter, if you see us on YouTube, wherever you see it. The point is, my pick is still alive from the prediction.
Yeah,
so
Dallas
there you go.
suck.
You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright.